Greetings, adventurers. This is DM Kurt, and in my other video, I talk about my game prep for my 2nd and 5th edition games that I'm running. And if you're in my 5e game, please do not use the following as meta knowledge for your character, okay? All right. With that in mind, so I appreciate what my 5th edition players did in their last game session. They split the party when they needed to so that they could achieve the goals that they needed to. The charismatic ones led the sheriff away to go do investigation of a crime scene, which he was gonna do, but he needed to do, and so they just said, "Hey, dude, have you investigated it yet?" And he's like, "Fine, no, I haven't. I'll go check it out." So anyway, they lead the sheriff out. Then they have their stealthy characters sneak into the jail and talk to the prisoners, persuade them, get information from them, interrogate them, and as a reward for getting information, they sprung them. So now you have a prison break of 2 guys in a small jail getting out, stealing the sheriff's horse, and riding out of town. That needed to happen. They needed to split the party. The adage of never split the party is valid in a lot of cases, but not always, and you got to know when to take that option. So I appreciate that. Good job. But I talked about NPCs I'm making. So Gareth Primo. This guy in the original is a low-level cleric, and there's a very snake theme going on. So I looked at it and I'm like, okay, well, what kind of snake deities are there in D&D? Well, the Yuan-Ti worship Dendar the Night Serpent, which is both snaky and it wants to bring about the end of the world. So you get this end of the world thing. And it's very much like the Midgard serpent in that way, is that the serpent is going to destroy the world or be a big part of the destruction of the world. Like, okay, destruction, I need somebody that can do animate dead. He's going to be a grave cleric. Okay, so I make him a low-level grave cleric. And I'm like, you know what, that's creepy, but, you know, the whole selling your soul for power thing of the warlock, let's see if there's any nice warlock powers. So I go in there and I'm like, okay, if I give him 2 levels of warlock, he's going to have 7 total levels, unless I just unless I do it a little differently. So if I just steal the powers across and don't actually give him a total of 7 levels. So we look over at Great Old One Warlock, in which Dendar the Night Serpent's where I got that. I'm like, okay, that counts as something creepy and alien. This guy's going to end up having telepathy. Okay, where he can speak to people in their mind. And I look at some of the warlock abilities. You can have darkness as a spell. You can have Devil's Sight for being able to see through magical darkness. Okay. First level spell, Arms of Hadar. You have these tentacle things that come up and attack people that are around you. That would be perfect. I just reskin it as having tendrils of snake-like energy coming out, because we have a snake theme. Eldritch Blast, if I use that, then I'm going to have this being these snake-like bolts of energy, you know, coming at you, you know, snapping at you. You know, we're sticking with a theme. Like, okay, I could just make him a 5th level grave cleric and then have some of the stylistic powers of like a 2nd level warlock. Or we can give him 7 total levels and be a true multi-class character, in which case he gets a 4th level spell. Banishment's a good one. I like Banishment because it's concentration based, but you could just remove any one player from combat. Whoever's the biggest threat to you that you think can fail the appropriate save, boom, that guy's out, and that's going to make your bad guy last a little bit longer. But not all battles have to end in the death of your bad guy. I'm looking right there at Dimension Door. Okay, now you have a bad guy whose 1 4th level spell assuming you make him 7 total levels and use the multi-classing rules, would be his escape. And then he gets to be a recurring character. Okay? This bad guy, I just thought, hey, he's a powerful guy in this one module, and boom, you kill him, he's dead, and that's all over with. But what if you make him something recurring? Somebody who's doing a snake thing and the whole doomsday thing, trying to bring about the end of the world. You could have to thwart his plans one plan at a time. And if you look over there and some of the things even a second level warlock can do, there's one of the incantations. You get a second level. You could pick the one where you get disguise self at will. Okay, this guy could be anywhere. He can be anyone. Cool. Okay, we may have made a big bad guy for later campaigns just out of this one. So, what am I going to do with that? I don't know. We're just going to have to play it as the dice fall. And if I can do this right, I can make this guy be a recurring archenemy for the PCs. And if not, well, he can be a tough boss fight, and that's all done. I don't know. It's kind of funny how you start making up a character, and you're using player character creation rules for an NPC, and not just a short little I'm going to grab a monster stat block, and you could end up with something that might have a little more staying power. Anyway, that's where Gareth Primo is going to go, I think. DM Kurt, out.